What's up, guys? So really quick, I just want to show you. So we, as you guys know, we have the hot alert system. We have a 2009 International. Now, anyone that owns Internationals, you know that these switches are on a circuit board. You can't tap into them. It's too much of a pain to do anything with that. So with that being said, the hot alert system comes with this wire back here, which is for the power. All right, I ran it under here. You take off this screw here, that screw there. This panel comes forward and up. Run the wire underneath, tuck it that it's not in the way of anything, and then I ran it like this. Now this wire here, it comes pretty long, all right, and it has 3 wires. So you have negative, constant power, and your transmitter signal, okay? So basically tapped into this line, all right? That's the constant power. Negative, right here with a self-tapping screw. And then this wire here that you see here, I ran, this is the wire that goes to the power for the beacons. So prior I had a wire coming out of here with a switch, like a toggle switch. So this switch here, this is temporarily because again, you can't tap into the harness over there on that switch panel. So this was just a basic switch for on, off. When you kick it on, the transmitter will send out a signal. All right. So what I did was I basically ran a wire 14 gauge. I ran it through, don't mind the mess, I'm like detailing and all the other crap. So I ran it through the firewall, all right, and then down the frame of the truck all the way to the back of the truck. The other end, I ran it behind the dashboard with all the wiring, following the wiring, zip ties and all that crap, and then came through here. So you can pop this panel off, take out this cubby so that you could work, you know, feeding the wire through, and then came here and wired it up to this here. So now I'm going to turn the truck on and I'll show you that it works, and then I'll take you to the back and show you everything else. Okay, it's a little loud, bear with me. All right, so as you see right now, the lights, all right, you have your power, your other one, and then this is the signal. So when you turn on the beacons, this will turn on and it'll change color. So here's the strobes, right? Click it on. Instantly that will change color. So I'll shut it off so I can show you. So once you turn on the beacons, boom, that's it. It turns orange and it's automatically sending out a signal. So now I'll shut the truck off and then I'll take you to the back to show you real quick. So again, you could run a switch like this, on and off switch, and just basically, you know, connect one end to this and the other end to power. But I don't recommend that because sometimes when you're getting out of the truck or you're pulling up on scene or whatever the case is, you'll have to remember to hit that switch. And if you don't, then no one's getting alerted that there's a broken down car and a tow truck there. All right, so I'll show you real quick. Let me open up the hood. All right, so there is another connection closer up, but I didn't want to mess with any of those wires, and I didn't want to try to unplug it because the plugs are, you know, brittle or whatever. So came out of the firewall, all right, down that way, came down this way along with those wires and zip tied everything all the way down. Came along the side of the frame, down the chassis, followed all the wiring down that way. And then somewhat about where those wires are, but on this end, came like that into the wire loom, across to the other side. And I went inside the wire loom that's already existing there for the other wires, because I didn't want to leave it dangling down. All right, so I'll take it to the bottom of the truck. Try to fit down here. It's not easy. Okay, so underneath the truck, you're going to find a box like this, depending on what kind of, you know, setup you have. This one's a Miller, all right? So it goes up here. So when you come down here, you take off the 4 screws, and then you'll see right here is the wires. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to leave the beacons off, check all of these out, right? Put a test light and touch each one, make sure there's no power, right? Then turn the beacons on, touch the test light on it. Whichever one lights up, that's the wire that you're gonna need. So let me see if I can get over there. All right, so inside here, this wire is connected to right here. That one. That's the one that when I put the test light on it and I turn the beacons on and off, that's the one that powers up and just shuts off. So what I did was, instead of, you know, taking all that out, I just put one of these on there. I'll show you what it is in a second. So I tapped into this wire, and this is the wire that comes through here inside the grommet here, which I got to put back, and down the wire loom all the way to the front. And that's it. So, you know, it's super easy. And, you know, I did most of the work in an AutoZone parking lot. All right, I ran the whole wire all the way from the front to the back. And then just now I pulled up into my driveway so I can show you. I just connected this here. So this basically clips onto this cable. You crimp it on, and then it has a metal connector inside here, and that's it. All right, and then when you're done, you just put this cover back on, and that's it. So as you see, that works perfectly fine the way that I need it to. As soon as I hit the beacons, you know, when you're pulling up on scene, you throw your beacons on, automatically it's gonna send the transmitter, and then these are the T-taps that I used. All right, as you see there, that crimps onto the cable. Let me see, go open this real quick. All right. So you put the cable here like that, and then when you close this, it's gonna go on the cable. And then once you close it, it snaps in place with that end. And then you crimp this wire, you crimp this onto the wire that's gonna go to the transmitter, and then that will go into it just like that. All right, so that's the problem with the Internationals. The wiring, they've always been a pain in the butt. As you see, like on some Internationals, people have the buttons that are flashing and all that crap. That's why I don't like them. So that's the easiest way for me. I didn't want to start tapping into any wires up front. I figured I'd just run a separate wire coming down, you know, the chassis all the way through, and then through some wire loom into here, and then that's it. Once you find that one wire, that's the one you're gonna want to tap into, and then this way, you know, you turn the beacons on, you'll see it light up with a test light, shut it off, it'll go off. So that's how you know that's the one that's sending the signal, because it needs to have that 12-volt power for the transmitter. And that's pretty much it. It's not bad. You could probably do the whole thing like within an hour. You know, the most pain in the butt part is just running the wire from the front of the truck to the back of the truck and through the wire loom and stuff like that. Especially for me, because I'm very picky on how I do my wiring. I want everything to look nice, neat, professional, extra careful how they ran, make sure they're not, you know, in any pinching points or moving parts or any of that crap. But yeah, guys, so I hope that the video helps you. Again, this is a 2009 International. So if you have an International and you're going to run a Hustler system, that's probably the only issue that you're going to have, is that you have to run a separate wire back here so it can activate the transmitter. All right, so I hope that helps. Let me know if it helps. Have any questions, do me a favor and just leave the comments down below.